Hi, Lila's Gigi here, and I'm back with another design from Zombify Me called You Can't Break Me. She dedicated this to AZMS Mom and also Twisty Christie. This design holds a very special place in her heart, and AZMS Mom has MS and fibromyalgia, and she dedicated it to her. I believe she said in this, let's see here, she said, I have all the respect in the world for you and the constant struggles you deal with every day while still managing to be so generous of time and spirit. And that is certainly true of Deborah, who AZMS Mom. And she also dedicated this to Twisty Christie, who is fighting cancer. And this bracelet is her shout out of her love and support to these very strong women. So Deborah happened to ask me if I would be doing the tutorial for this, and I asked Holly, Zombify Me, and she said yes. So Deborah, this is for you. Zombify Me has some awesome designs and renditions on her account. If you are not following her, please give her a follow for me. Really appreciate it. So I have beaded, oh, let me move this phone because it's playing havoc with my light. I have beaded some small beads for the side and for some special layers up here. And these are my center beads, and I put them on clear because they stretch really well, and I believe they're going to be going back to themselves. So yes, everybody, this is a 9-pin design. Oh, I don't usually do 9 pins, but I am going to be doing this one. And Twisty Christie has asked me to do her Upon a Star one. I believe that's 9-pin also. So I will also be doing that one. I'm not, I shouldn't say I'm not a big fan, but you know, 9 pins, for me, I like the smaller ones on my wrist, but these are gorgeous designs. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with this. Let me stop my flipogram here. What we're going to do is I'm going to lay the bronze, and I'm going to drop 2 closure bands first thing in the center. So before we do that, we have both sides up, and then you drop down and go across 3 and then drop down. Okay, so I'm going to lay these border bands out to the left. Goodness, twisty bands. And make sure you put all of your bands down. It's very important that they be down. So when I get to the side here, I am going to lay 1 band up, and then I'm going to lay my beaded band. Okay, something up with my lights tonight. I don't know what's going on with that. It looks a little funny to me. Maybe because this is so wide, I've had to lift my camera up, and it's pretty close to my face. So maybe that's what is going on. Okay, so we'll take the border bands out to the side, up on the diagonal, straight up, and then if you're beading them, you'll go plain band, beaded band, plain band, beaded band. You want to take that all the way up to the top. Now I believe she stopped 1 from the top. I'm going to go ahead and lay these, and then I'll come back and we can take a look and see where she stopped. Okay? See you in a moment. I am back, and actually she dropped down to the 3rd pin on both sides, did a diagonal in, straight across, and then a diagonal up, just like that. So it's the same pattern, just reversed as the one on the bottom. Okay? So now comes the fun part, because we're going to work on the pattern. First thing we want to do is we want to lay a band from the center, first spin away from the center towards the center, up. Oh goodness, it's going to be a diamond. Sorry. I'm like, oh, what? How many counts? How many do I have to count? Boom, boom, boom. I don't know if I can count that high. So, anyway, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to lay a beaded band straight up in the middle. Okay, so it'll be beaded band, a plain band, a beaded band. Okay, now what we are going to do is do a diagonal from that pin to the left, straight across, 1, 2, okay, and then I believe we are going to go down on the diagonal and up. Ooh, get that pin. Up on the diagonal. Okay. Let me just take a quick look at this to make sure that's correct. And it is. Okay. So, same as on her flipogram, I have a bead right here. So what we're going to do is the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pins up in the center. Pull it down a little bit. Diagonal to the right. Straight out to the right. Straight out to the right. Diagonal down. And diagonal up. Okay, I'm going to do that with you one more time, but that is the pattern. The pattern is in this piece right here, diagonal down, diagonal right, beaded band, plain band, beaded band, out to the left diagonal, to the left, down to the left, and up to the left diagonals. You come back to this center pin here, diagonal up to the right, and then to the right, down diagonal, and up diagonal. Okay? And we may as well do this while we're here. We're going to take, if you have a bead that you want to put on this, we're going to lay it across the single band on either side, on those pins, either side of that single band. And looks like I'm going to have a little bit of a problem. That's why I have the stretchy bands. Okay, that's one side. And there is the other side. Okay, so it will lay just like that. Okay? So you'll do that pattern and then lay this whole do the whole pattern and then lay the band across here. So we're going to go ahead and repeat that pattern. Make sure I have enough on here. So from where these bands meet in the middle, you're going to go out to the left and complete that diamond. Okay. Pushing your bands down. Then we're going to do a beaded band up from that same pin, a straight plain band, pushing them down, and a beaded band. Okay. Then we are going to go out to the left. We are going to go to that same pin to the left, down diagonal, and up diagonal. And we'll go over and repeat that same pattern on the other side. Diagonal up, to the right, out to the right, diagonal down. Oh, where did that band go? Shot somewhere. And then diagonal up to the right. Okay, and then finish off your diamond right here and here. Okay, and then you will repeat the same pattern. Oh, there it is. You'll repeat the same pattern all the way up. So start, well, at the bottom. Well, you can rewind if you want. It's not a very hard pattern to do. And don't forget to lay, if you're doing a beaded band, do not forget to lay your beaded band across right here. Okay? Yeah, and I'm having a little bit of problems with this. And it's clear, and it's kind of hard to see. So, well, come on. You got it. Oh, goodness. Slipping everywhere. All right, well, let me get this on here. There. Okay. Hopefully you won't have the same problems that I'm having with that. All right? Okay, so I'm going to finish up my pattern, and then I will be back with you for the rest of it. See you soon. Okay, I am back, and I finished up with a beaded band, plain band, beaded band, and then I went out to the left and out to the right to complete this diamond here. And make sure you don't forget your larger beads across the plain band if that's what you want to do. And it looks really nice like that. So, sorry, there's a band under there and I couldn't slide this. So this is what your bracelet should look like. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these sections right here on your loom, or there should be. Okay, so what we're going to do next, well, I don't know what my phone got off to, or I'd bring it back up, but Holly has alternated colors in her designs if you take a look at it. So I am actually going to do the same, I believe. I'm going to start, well, we'll see how this goes. Okay, so we're going to, in the first pin bar, second pin bar, right in here, we're going to lay triangles. So you're going to actually do it all the way up, and I'm going to alternate colors. I'm using brown sweets for this. So I like to lay them like this, and then, and this is where I'm going to change my color, by the way, when I go up to the next section. So this will be all one color. So what I do, and it helps for me to keep it straight, is I just bring it out and across that pin. Okay, same thing as if you laid it yourself. It just kind of keeps the bands a little straighter. And I will make sure I push these down all the way before I come back to this. So that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and lay the darker ones here. So I'm using actually lighter colors. It's the light brown and the pearl and the glitter gold. So they're just subtle differences between them, and I think that's what I want in this bracelet. So I'm going to go ahead and lay my triangles on this side. Well, I can get them on the pin, straight up for me, and then I'm going to bring them across the pin. Like I said, I think that keeps the bands a little straighter. Okay, all the way, so there should be 4 of them there. Now, when I do my triangles in the next section, I'm going to use my glitter gold. Okay, so, and then up the center here, I'm going to use my pearl. I think it's pearl. What is that? It is, yes, mother of pearl. Okay, so do your triangles all the way up, alternate colors in the sections if you want. You don't have to, of course. It just makes for a little more interesting bracelet sometimes. Okay, so back to, since I said I was going to use my mother of pearl on this side here, we are going to actually lay X's. Second pin bar, first pin, diagonal to the right. Next one, diagonal to the left to make your cross, or your X. I'll just do one section with you. Okay, so you want to do those triangles all the way up first. And then I'm going to just go ahead and lay these and make sure I have the right bands because they're very close. Okay, so let's get these on here. So once you lay your triangles, then you want to lay these X's all the way up to the top, and then I am going to mirror image that on the other side. So that would be going third pin bar from the right, second pin up, diagonal down, and then finish off that X. Okay, a diagonal down to the right, and finish the X. Wow, and push those bands down. Another diagonal down, and then the X, and making sure I have the correct colors, this diagonal and this diagonal. Okay, so finish your triangles all the way up to the top. Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to take these off of here because I did not finish that triangle. So I need to make sure I lay that triangle before I finish those X's, and the same thing on the other side, or they're not going to look right when I lay them. So finish your triangles up both sides on these pins here, and then do your X's, and then I will be back with you when I finished. Okay, I am back, and I finished, I don't know if you can see them, my triangles in here, all these triangles. Same thing on the other side, these triangles, and then the X's up the side here. And yes, I used the mother of pearl. It just looks funny because the way that was laying. So the last bands I laid where the X's were from here to here, and then the very last band went from here out and here out. That was the last X. Okay, and this is what your loom should look like. Okay, I think we have 2 more levels or layers, and then we'll be looming this baby up. Now, one thing I always forget to say, and if you've gotten to this far, it's just kind of late. You need to make sure that the open end is away from you and the arrows are pointing away from you. I always, well, I shouldn't say always because I'm going to correct that in my future ones, I hope. I forget to say that. I guess, you know, for the new loomers, they might not know, but yeah. Make sure those are facing away from you. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I did the brown sweets over here. So we're going to lay triangles again. So I'm alternating my colors, and I will be laying 1, 2, 3, 4, first and second, and then this middle one. We're going to lay triangles like that. Well, see, that's why I always take them up the side, because they get crooked. All right, so and I am using my glitter gold. Okay, so, and I'm going to go ahead and take mine straight up because I just am. Okay, on this side, and I'm going to do the same color on the other side here, since I have the dark, the brown sweets, the mother of pearl, and then this. And I think I did that. Oh, you know what? Let's see here. I believe, no, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to use, so sorry, I mean, you can use any colors you want, of course, but I want this to be light underside, and then this right here is where I'm actually going to lay, on these bands right here is where I'm going to lay that glitter gold. So let me back up a second here. Sorry for the noise. Pull some of these babies out. This is where I'm going to lay my triangles. And your triangles are going to go towards the center. And I lay mine straight up, like so. And then, there it is. I just bring them to the center. That's my triangle. Okay? Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to lay them straight up. And you can, this has so many color possibilities because you have these sections that you can lay your bands in. So you can certainly alternate colors and, just do all kinds of fun things with this bracelet. And it's called You Can't Break Me. I love the name of this. Okay, so let's finish up these triangles. Okay, and do those triangles on both sides all the way up the center, on these three center pins right here, all the way up. Triangle here and triangle here. So lay that side and then lay this side. Okay, push your bands down, and once you get that done, then come back. You can pause because I'm going to actually show the X's now. Okay, so now I've got to keep those separate. Now I'm going to use my glitter gold. Okay, so we are going to lay X's on between the third and fourth pins, and then the third and fourth from the right. Okay, and I believe we're going to start with 3 and diagonal up and to the left. If there was a hair or something on that. Diagonal up and to the right to complete that X. I know they're light, so it might be a little difficult to see, but they're there. Okay, and then diagonal to the right, diagonal to the left, and then go over and finish that X with the diagonal to the right. And do that all the way up in whatever color you choose. Then we're going to go to this third pin bar from the right, the first pin. I'm going to take it to the center on a diagonal. Finish that X. Center on the diagonal. I want to make sure I have the glitter gold and not some other color. And then finish that X. Your glitter gold, or whatever color you choose, and finish that X. So once you've done your triangles all the way up the center, that's when you want to come back and do these X's. Okay, so finish that up, and then I will be back to show you what the loom looks like, and I believe we will be looming everything up. So one thing I wanted to mention was, yes, we have these patterns under here, but you just totally ignore that pattern as you're laying everything up. Okay, and I will be back. Okay, I am back, and we are at the top of the loom. I laid the triangles all the way up to the top on both sides here. So this side and this side. And then the last thing I did was I came over and I laid the X's all the way up. The last bands come from here to here, and then from here to here to complete that X. Okay, and this is what your loom should look like. I hope you didn't forget your little beads there. Alright, so we have one step left, and then we can turn this around and loom it up. So what we're going to do are inverted V's, starting 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth pin bar, first pin, diagonal up to the center, diagonal down, up to the next one. You're just making inverted V's. Okay, so you want to do that all the way up to the top of your loom, and when we come back we will be looping this up. Yeah, I'm excited to see what it looks like coming off the loom. Alright, inverted V's all the way up to the end, and I will meet you back here. I am back, but before we actually turn this around, what we're going to do is put a single chain, second pin bar from the left and second pin bar from the right. Just straight up, single chain. Very, very simple, very easy. Okay, straight up, all the way to the end, and then the second pin bar from the right, all the way to the end. Make sure you push your bands down. Okay, and when we come back, then we will actually loop it up. Okay, okay, I am back, and the top of the loom, right here, the single chains all the way up to the top, and then these last inverted V's. Okay, I have placed my cap bands already on 2, 3, 5, 7, and 8. I believe those are the ones we're going to put them on. Okay, if not, you know, when it comes time to looming or looping it up, we can certainly take them off. But first thing we're going to do is go into the cap band on the left where that you laid that single band. Grab that single band, bring it up to itself. Grab the next single band, bring it up to itself, and then do that all the way up the loom. And then on the right hand side, second pin bar from the left, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to go in and grab that. Do I have all three of them on there? It doesn't look like it. Okay. One too many. There it is. Okay, grab that single chain, bring it up, next single band, and bring it up, and do that all the way up to the end of your loom. Then we're going to come into the center pin and go in and grab the diagonal that's on top, and we will be bringing it straight up. Go and grab the next diagonal and bring that straight up. Okay, that same pin that you just dropped those off on, we're doing the exact same thing. Whoops, if I grab the right one. And which one happens to be this one that's on the top. Somehow I laid them a little backwards, but that's okay. It's not going to matter. Bring it straight up. Grab that diagonal, bring it straight up. What that does is that actually makes it so that they'll catch. Excuse me. Top diagonal, straight up. You know, it's a habit. You want to bring it back to itself, but these go straight up. I'll do it one more time. Diagonal, straight up. Go into that pin, grab that diagonal, and bring it straight up. Okay, do that all the way to the end of your loom, and I will be back with you. I am back, and I finished up the single chains on the left-hand side, and the last thing I did was I went into the pin, one down from the top, brought the diagonal up, and then brought the other diagonal up. Okay, now we are going to work on the triangles. Going to go into the center, and I believe we're going to start second pin up. Grab that top triangle and hopefully use good quality stretchy bands and bring them back to themselves. Go into the pin again and bring that triangle back. Go up to the next one. Grab that triangle and very carefully bring it back to itself. Same thing from the center. Up one from the center. Okay. Triangles back. And if I can grab that one, I'll be all right. There we go. Triangles back. We'll go in and we'll grab the next one and do the triangles back. So you want to do that all the way up to the end of the loom. Okay, and then when you're done with that, what you want to do is you want to come back down. If you have that center pin that goes across there, we're going to go in and grab that. Is it going to be on top? I don't even know, but it's clear. So it makes it hard for me to see. I'm trying to remember. Okay, it's way down there. All right, I think it's probably the last one on the bottom. That's what it looks like. And you very carefully need to bring it back to itself. I use the clear bands for this because they're super stretchy, and I believe they're not going to break. So I'll keep my fingers crossed. Very carefully bring that back off, a little tight, and bring it all the way across. So you're going to go, doesn't really matter which side you go in, but you're going to go into 1, 2, 3, fourth pin over where your bead is. Reach in there, grab that band that the bead is on, bring it across to the other pin, go into that pin, grab that band, and bring it all the way across. So you need to do that for each section. So do your triangles, and then make sure you get those center bands. Otherwise, they're probably not going to be there when you unloop it because they will not have been looped up. Okay, I'll see you when I'm done.